Hello, my name is Armendariz. I'm reporting for my Fire Tech 105 course. My report is on the Coconut Grove fire. The Coconut Grove fire happened in Boston, Massachusetts. The fire killed 492 people that night. It was a former speakeasy that was located on 17th Piedmont Street in downtown Massachusetts. It was originally a garage and warehouse complex. It was built around 4 years after its original structure was built. It was a big criminal hangout. A lot of mafia and mob types like to go there. It was a big famous place for stars at the time. A lot of mafia guys like Charles King Solomon would spend his time there. The owner of the Coconut Grove Club was Barnett Walensky. Barnett didn't really follow a lot of the laws, only because there weren't that many back then when it came to clubs and restaurants. He would actually lock exits, which would keep people in. He actually even bricked over exits, emergency exits. He actually wasn't even there the night of the fire, which happened on November 28th, 1942. He was actually at Massachusetts General Hospital. The fire started at about 10:15 p.m. A busboy noticed that one of the light bulbs went out inside the dining hall. He tried to fix it using a match as light, which then led to the entire room filling up with fire. It only took about 5 minutes for the entire room to go up in flames. There were fireballs flying all over the place due to flammable decorations that were in the club. They had a lot of drapes which caught fire extremely fast, which led to a big panic with all the people inside of the club. The club actually only had one entrance. It was a revolving door. And at that point, people, like I said, were panicking. They started climbing all over each other, stomping each other out, trying to get out as fast as they could. Like I said, there were over 400 deaths. This was actually one of the largest fires in all of the United States, behind the Chicago Theater fire. The owner, Barnett, actually was convicted of 19 counts of manslaughter. He served 12 years in prison. The actual responding apparatus for the fire was 25 engine companies, 5 ladder companies, 1 water tower, and 1 rescue company as well. At the time of the fire, the weather was actually pretty clear but cold. It was actually almost freezing at night. When firefighters got there, there was actually a small fire about 4 or 5 blocks away. There was a car fire, and they actually put out the car fire on the street, on the corner of Stewart and Broadway. After they put that fire out, it was called their attention that smoke was coming out of the Coconut Grove Club. They responded to it. There was about 5 alarms total that were sounded at their headquarters. The last alarm sounded at 11:02 p.m., which was actually 45 minutes after the fire actually started, which led to even probably more death, only because time was running out. And at that point, there was just nothing they could do. By the time they got in, there were dead bodies all over the place. A year later, laws changed where you weren't able to have flammable decorations. You weren't allowed to have inward swinging doors for clubs and restaurants and such. Exits actually had to be visible at all times. There were no emergency exits that were allowed to be chained, which was probably the biggest reason why there were so many lives lost that night in Boston. 4 years later, Walensky actually died of cancer. In his last interview, he actually said he wished that he was inside the club that last night, probably because he had so much grief. There was actually a memorial that still stands today. It was erected in 1993 in memoriam for the 492 deaths of the Coconut Grove Club. On the plaque embedded, it says, "Phoenix out of ashes," which is to honor those who died that night. And that is my report on the Coconut Grove fire. Thank you.